Hi. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I discovered that um I've actually been, you know, I've actually been being unaccountable, if I can use that word, because I got to realize that why do I always say I got to realize a lot? Anyways, I realized that um I've been too much of a consumer of content online. I'm not really too much of a social media person. I'm just majorly on Instagram and Twitter. And then I do YouTube for majorly to learn something or another thing. But I'm realizing that I've been in this box where I feel like I need to learn a lot before I actually start my YouTube channel, and that is very, very wrong. Um, it's to get to a point where if I continue like that, it's going to get to a point where I never eventually do anything. I'll just keep consuming and consuming and keep remaining in my box, in my comfort zone without implementing anything. And 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, a decade down the line, I'll realize that okay, I was never ready. And because I was never ready, I never did anything. The syndrome of I was never ready or I'm not ready enough held me back from doing what I was supposed to do at the right time. You can never have all the knowledge in the world before you start doing anything. It's more like learn, implement, learn, implement, learn, implement. Always have a guide though. Very, very important to have a guide. Be it a mentor, maybe a book, maybe an observing mentor. When I say observing mentor, meaning the person is not outrightly your mentor, you just learn from him by observing, or him or her by observing. So that's what I'm going to say. So like learn, implement, learn, implement, learn, implement. You can't wait to have everything at your disposal before you start to implement. You get? Same goes for your purpose. I have been struggling with my purpose, battling my purpose like for the very longest time, but it became really, really, really serious last year, and this year it became all time worse. Like, man, I was like, God, what have you placed me on earth to do? I thought I knew, but I don't think I know. Give me clarity. Tell me how you want it to be. Give me the blueprint, purpose, you understand? Reveal it to me so that I know what I'm working with, quoting scriptures here and there, because I am just tired of being, in the dark. So I started praying. But now I come to realize that I don't have to have every piece of information about my purpose before I start to act. I have a semblance, some level of understanding of what I should do. I don't just know how to put them together. It's like a puzzle, like a scattered puzzle. But at least I have a piece, right? I can put two pieces together and make sense out of it. I can work with that, yeah? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been so much of a consumer. I've been in this consumer position where this I'm not ready enough syndrome, quote, plagued my life, and I've not done anything. In fact, that's the reason why I've not been posting YouTube videos, because I feel like I don't have enough information. What am I going to say? What am I going to put out there? And all of that. But one thing that has really, really caught my attention, and one thing I've really learned about myself, because I thank God for the kind of person He made me to be. I am always running self-appraisal every now and then. Even when I don't know, I'm always doing one form of self-appraisal or another in my mind. When I'm washing dishes, washing my clothes, doing anything, I'm always doing one form of self-appraisal or the other. And I got to realize that what was I gonna say, man? Because I do self-appraisal, I realized that I was being too much of a consumer and I needed to act immediately. I am really trying to rack my head to remember what I was gonna say. Anyways, thank God I'm a person who's very self-aware and very self-conscious, and because of that, I was able to quickly realize I was becoming too much of a consumer and I needed to act. And I thank God for the plethora of information He has put on the internet. Oh, my Edo girl syndrome wants to come out, but no. So I realized I was too much of a consumer, and I was letting it hold me back. You see, it's good to take information, but don't let it get to the point where you don't want to add it because you feel like what you're going to put out there is going to be a substandard version of what you are hearing. The truth is, we grow in this phase, and if you don't start to practice, how will you know where you're making the mistake and start to make improvements? You understand? So start acting with what you know. There are people who have the knowledge you have, and they are doing great and mighty, beautiful things. And you are there. You, me, myself, we have all of this information abounding in our heads, and we're not doing anything about it. We just keep piling and piling instead of us to spread it and let it grow. You get? So I think if there's anything you want to do, you have to start doing it now. Forget what happened in the past. Focus now and keep showing up every day. Consistency is key, and that's a part of myself I'm start working on, because one minute I'm hyped, another minute I'm discouraged, another minute I'm like I'm not in the mood, another minute I'm like, oh, let me just watch this show for 30 minutes. You understand? But you have to keep showing up every day. I just realized that. I think I was watching a YouTuber, Jensen Tong. That guy has blessed my life. Like, I just came across this YouTube video yesterday night, and I couldn't, for some reason, this has been the most captivating YouTuber I have ever met. And he said something. He said, consistency is key, and you have to keep showing up every day. He's a 25-year-old entrepreneur, and his work, I don't think it speaks for itself. It's so good. Taking from that and absorbing and now giving to you. You have to be consistent in showing up every day with what you know and impacting the world. Show up every day with what you know, put it out there consistently. You don't need to have all the information. What you have, just keep showing up with it every day. Please keep learning as you do that. Be showing up every day, and eventually by the time you look back, you see how far you've come. So from me to you, this is a learning phase for all of us. In fact, this YouTube is all about me and you learning together. So what I know, you tell me, and what you know, you tell me. You get it? So it's going to be more like an interactive kind of YouTube channel. So anything you have to tell me, comment section is there, and to let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.